one jump, okay? Ooh. Oh, that was bad. We broke something. Welcome to another episode of Racing2Learn. We are a nonprofit that uses radio control to get kids excited about math and science. And today we're in the workshop again. We're taking another look at our Stampede 4x4 VXL. We've actually been able to diagnose the three-wheel drive problem that we were seeing before. So here it is. You know, I took out the drive shaft here. Of course, I took off the 2.8 inch Proline trenchers that we're running on here. Excellent tires, by the way. So we are using the Techno CVDs, right? The metal CVDs. It's pretty much a must-have because the Traxxas plastic ones don't last too long. Some people run them in the front, and they, I guess they last longer in the front because of the you know, the reduced strain as opposed to the rear, where you definitely want the steel ones. But the front ones in mine snapped, so we replaced them with the Technos, and the Technos come with new carriers too, right? Bearing carriers with actually larger bearings in here. So that's a good thing, because larger bearings are usually are able to bear more load than smaller bearings, and therefore last longer. So the problem we were having with this truck was that all three wheels were spinning, or all three wheels out of four were spinning. This one was the one that was not spinning, and immediately I thought it might be one of the, like a diff issue, right? But actually it ended up being a bearing in the carrier, the inner bearing, right? So there's two bearings in here, one on the inside, one on the outside. It was actually the inner bearing. And you know, when I'm diagnosing these RCs, of course you want to take you know, you want to diagnose the simplest thing first, right, as you're debugging. So of course I took off the tire first, and then I actually removed the front bumper. And then if you pull out this hinge pin here that holds the lower A-arm, you can actually maneuver it and swing out the axle, right, the CVD, the Techno CVD that we're using in this case. And when I pulled that out, I noticed, you know, I checked both sides to see if they spun, right? And actually this side, as you can see, the differential spins. And when I tried to turn the axle side, it would not spin, and it ended up, you know, so I popped out the both bearings, and the inner bearing was completely shot. So let me see if I can focus in here. So you can see, usually in a good bearing you should have balls equally spaced all around. You'll see a cluster here and just a mess of balls, right? Definitely this bearing is no longer roadworthy. So it's probably because of you know, this bearing actually came with the car. I bought this truck used, and it had seen its fair share of runs, and I had cleaned them if I recall correctly. But we were running this truck on a clay surface, a dusty clay surface. I noticed that actually a lot of the hardware, and you can see some of it still here, is covered in this fine red dirt, and that will definitely clog up bearings. Actually, we can see on the other side here, right, that red dirt. So I'm probably going to do full tear down and clean up of the bearings on this truck, just because we've had one fail already. The others probably are dirty and may fail if not cleaned soon. So another thing that I'll do while I'm working on this truck is, you know, some people on the forums have recommended against using these RPM A-arms because they do have a lot, of course they're more durable than the stock, but I've never broken a stock A-arm on this truck, but they do have a lot of flex, right? The RPM plastic does have a lot of flex to it, and that is usually a good thing because it makes it more durable. But in this case, because of the CVDs, there have been reports of people bending CVDs, and I think we do actually have a slight bend in this left CVD, and we definitely have a bent shock shaft, as you can see here too, right? So look at the spring here, kind of changing direction. The shaft is actually bent slightly, so we'll take care of that as well, and hopefully we'll get this truck back on the road soon. Thanks again for watching. Follow us on Facebook, and a like and comment on YouTube. Thanks again.
Ready? Yep.
Are you watching?
Ooh. Ooh.
If only those things on the sides that, like, spiders have the legs they can.
Oh yeah, and it could flip itself back up. That'd be nice, huh? Whoop. Sorry, girl. Whoops. Oh, it landed.
Wow!
Ooh.